Hello and welcome. Do you miss the early days of League of Legends or World of Warcraft? I know, I do sometimes. But after testing out the Warsworn Alpha this weekend, I can tell you this project might be the closest thing to that old school magic I have felt in years. But it wasn't all smooth sailing. So let's dive into my review of the Warsworn Alpha. Before I tell you about my experience in game, I have to start one step earlier, because the first positive thing I noticed was the launcher. The installation was a really smooth process, which for me was the first indicator of quality. I downloaded it, installed it, and everything worked like a charm. First impression? Nice. You can create a character of your choice and just hop into the game. The UI looks great. It's a mixture of modern WoW with their own personal touch, and it fits the MOBA WoW hybrid perfectly. You log into the Game World Hub in Goldshire and activate the book in your inventory to unlock your classes. From there, you just select your class and can start immediately. There are also some tutorials if you want to earn some in-game resources and unlock daily quests, but I couldn't wait. I wanted to play a match right away. Sadly, on release day this past Saturday, it was nearly impossible to play due to bugs and crashes. I got lucky and managed to get into an ARAM and got a rogue class. It was my first time playing, but what can I say? It felt good and I had fun. I mean, it was laggy and everyone was just trying things out, and even though I had no clue what my class actually did, I got a lot of kills. I had a blast PvPing against other players and getting that dopamine kick from leveling up, gaining new abilities and buying items. Unfortunately, the server crashed later and queues were disabled, so only dueling was possible after that. I tried a few more classes and they are really fun. One of Warsworn's biggest strengths is definitely the creative class design and the endless possibilities of combining classes with their game systems to increase their power. During the duel phase, I only practiced a few classes like the Blade Master, Valkyrie and Warden, but after getting hooked on a real match in ARAM, I really wanted to try out the Battlegrounds. On Sunday, the team fixed the crashes and it was finally possible to test the Conquest mode and the Holy Avenger himself, the Paladin. And what can I tell you? I once again had a blast. I had so much fun that as soon as one match finished, I wanted to queue for the next one. When a game makes you feel like you just want to keep playing, you know it's a good sign. Don't get me wrong, there are a lot of things that are clunky or problematic at the moment, which I will talk about in a second. But even with those issues, I still had so much fun. The deep strategic options in character building, the macro choices and the skill expression combined with an addictive gameplay loop is something I haven't felt in quite some time. For me, this game really captures the spirit of both early League of Legends and early World of Warcraft. If you haven't played Warsworn yet, let me explain the gameplay. Every class has 4 abilities with different effects. For example, as a paladin, your abilities change depending on your active buffs. On top of that, you can empower one of your abilities every 30 seconds. You can also mount up and dash a short distance using a resource called energy, which recovers slowly. You can dash twice before it needs to refill, and dashing while mounted increases your movement speed. You can also unlock talents for your matches that provide passive or active bonuses. For example, Coarse Grindstone increases your attack power per level, while Mana Potion restores mana on another active button. You can also have one glyph active as a passive bonus. For instance, Executioner lets you kill enemies below 5% health. At the start of a match, you choose between cards to get even more passive effects. You start at level 1 with one ability. By defeating NPCs in a lane, jungle monsters or players, you gain experience and gold. With every level up, you get a card that boosts your abilities. You also unlock more active abilities every 2 levels. You can spend your gold at a shop where you can choose between various weapons, armor, gloves and consumables. They are filtered by rarity, so you start with common items and eventually upgrade them into rares, epics, and there will also be legendaries later on. You can equip weapons, armor and gloves in the designated slots. Don't forget to actually equip them, as they won't help you if they are just sitting in your inventory. In the consumables tab, you can buy permanent upgrades like card draws or 2-minute buffs from elixirs for a quick power boost. You can also filter for different stats to find the best items for your specific role. This system really reminded me of early League of Legends, which had a similar item shop. But of course, not everything is perfect. At first, I thought there were too many overlapping systems with talents, glyphs, cards and items, and it can feel overwhelming at the start. However, as a LoL and WoW veteran, I found it quite intuitive once I got into it. It makes sense to build into your class's strengths, and the card system makes every match feel different. I really liked it after testing, but I'm still a bit torn. This will likely be overwhelming for players who have never played a MOBA. The learning curve is very high. This complexity is the same reason why new players feel overwhelmed by projects like Ascension, or why League of Legends and Dota 2 struggle to bring in new players. Maybe less is sometimes more, and Warsworn should focus on the core gameplay loop instead of overcomplicating things with too many systems. But what do you think? Is the complexity fine as it is, or do you agree that it's a bit too much? Let me know in the comments. Another big issue right now is the high ping. I played with 180 milliseconds from Europe, but after talking to other players and Vlad, I learned this is currently a server-side problem. Vlad told me this is a stress test right now and they are working on fixes. Since it's an alpha, I'm confident this will be handled. Also, the reward system for winning matches needs work. 130 shards for a win isn't much when items costs 3200. That needs to be tuned. The game is also quite buggy. Players have had trouble unlocking characters or switching classes. I even had one match where I couldn't use abilities at the start, but overall I didn't experience any game-breaking issues. There are also balancing issues, for example that the monologist and paladin can backdoor the enemy base, and hitboxes and feedback for hitting players should feel a bit better. But again, keep in mind this is an alpha version and a stress test, not a full release. All of this will be optimized in the future. I gave my feedback to Vlad, and he's aware of these points. Right now, their main focus is just getting the game running smoothly, and they are doing a great job. I haven't spoken to Liquid yet, but both of them are working non-stop on Warsworn. They are developing the server with incredible passion. They basically just sleep, eat and bug fix, and I'm not even sure about the eating part. They constantly provide updates on Discord, and Vlad even answers questions in-game. And they roll out patches daily right now. If you're wondering if this server has a future, I can guarantee you, yes it does. With such a motivated team, an addictive gameplay loop and deep strategic options, this game is going to be something really special in the future. Finally, let's talk about the shop. There are transmogs, deathblow effects, in-game effects and mounts. You can unlock these by playing or with war coins bought with real money. After talking to Vlad, I want to clarify something. If you buy war coins or a founder's pack now during the alpha, all your coins will carry over to the full release. On top of that, as an early supporter, you will get a 25% bonus on all purchased war coins at release. So you are not wasting your money, you're actually getting more value. Think of it as a form of Kickstarter for the project. I also want to clarify something on my affiliate link. First of all, thank you so much for the support. Nearly 50 of you have already used my link, and I can't be more grateful for all of you supporting me like this. I still can't believe how many of you support me through memberships and affiliate links. It makes me smile every time someone tells me in-game that my guides were helpful. Because of the trust, I want to be fully transparent. I get a small share of your spending if you registered through my link. But I can absolutely guarantee you that everything I told you about Warsworn is my honest opinion. If the server sucked, or if I wouldn't enjoy it, I would tell you. I don't care about a few bucks I could make, because the trust you have in me is worth more than that. And not only in an ethical way, it's also a pragmatic choice. It wouldn't make sense to advertise a bad product and lose your trust for future videos and sponsorships with other brands. The consequence would be that you guys would lose trust in me, and I wouldn't be able to show you things I'm really convinced of myself. And trust me, I have already rejected many requests from goal-setting platforms for that very reason. When you see a partnership on this channel, it's a product I've background checked and truly believe in. And I will tell you my honest opinion about it, good or bad. So after that long monologue, if you want to support the Warsworn team or me, you can do so in the shop by getting a founder pack or war coins. Make sure to use my link in the description for a free welcome gift. As always, only spend if you truly believe in the game and want to support Vlad and the whole Warsworn team for their effort. In my opinion, they really deserve it. If they keep their promises and fix the growing pains, Warsworn will be a truly great game. The alpha runs for 3 weeks and you can submit your feedback in the official Discord. I will definitely be making more Warzone content, guides, gameplay and news because I'm having a lot of fun with it. If you want to see that, make sure to like and subscribe. Also, hype this video if you can, as it really helps out small channels like mine to reach a wider audience with channel points. What do you think about Warzone? Does it have potential? And what were your experiences in game? Let me know in the comments down below. Thank you very much for watching. Special thanks goes out to my channel members who support me with their hard-earned real-life money, especially Soul3, Jake Collis and Icecorn. And see you next time for more content of Warzone or other games.